Kawasaki, like from a mindset, dude, how have you put it behind you and kind of like lowered the pressure to be back on the manufacturer that you've won a GP World Championship with?
Well, I think that the pressure is on pretty much everybody, but not me. I think everybody here next to me, they all have Supercross titles. They all have a ton of years of experience riding Supercross. So, what do you expect me to do at A1 with only? I think I have like 5 months of riding in my whole life.
So that to me was like a start where I was going, all right, something might have changed with Prado, with him just saying that there's zero expectations. But we talked a little bit, and so I want you to give your view, Adam, on the whole thing.
That's what you call a good team and a good team manager and a great rider mindset, because all that's telling me is the team has backed him about not putting pressure on him to do good when literally the weight of the world and every single person's eyes were on Jorge Prado at Anaheim 1. I mean, who are we kidding? Jorge, you knew it. We all knew it. He was just trying to divert, and that's what champions do. They speak it out loud, whatever they need to hear to take the pressure off themselves to perform. And somehow he was able to do it. And we really, for the very first time, got to see Jorge Prado and who he really is. And it just speaks volumes to me, unfortunately, about Kawasaki. Now, does Kawasaki, have a bad bike? That's up to you guys, right? But with that being said, Jorge Prado, to me, he made the move for his career and literally changed everything for himself in the future.
Yeah, it's almost like he changed his name,
Literally.
Yeah.
Like erased all the bad and just put a whole new trajectory for his career in America. I mean, realistically, for you fans out there, think about what just happened. He went from, after this year, possibly going back to Europe and never being able to race Supercross or motocross in America again. And now, I was talking to Tyler, my brother, about it. He could have had a deal where if he got a podium in Supercross, that he extended his contract. Like, that's how important that finish was at Anaheim 1, was possible extension of a deal. If he didn't have that clause in his contract, I guarantee you there's talks this week about extending the contract, and just absolutely amazing stuff we love to see.
Do you think there's a salary change immediately?
No, that's one of the best things about, racing and just like NFL. KTM's so stoked. They got him for like absolutely nothing. I heard, I don't know if this is real or not, but I heard Red Bull was the one who had to pay them to pay Monster to get him out of the contract. So that's like a huge deal. So not only did KTM not have to buy out his contract with Monster, but they also probably paid him minimal because of everything that went down, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't maybe the biggest salary or the smallest salary, but it was not as much as he would have got when he first came over here and was going to KTM. So they got a steal of a deal. They probably got a 1-year contract on Jorge Prado right now. And then that extension is going to look fat for next year for Jorge.
Dude, it was my understanding he got Vial's ride for $500K for 1 year because they already had the budget there.
There you go.
And then the thing that I was thinking about, Adam, was if you think about Prado last year and watching him over jump things last year, and then watch him on Saturday night, you're like, is that the same dude? And he even stated he's got 5 months total on a Supercross track. That's pretty sick. And we know he's a world champion, but I think people have, especially after last year, that the vision of him being a champion in Europe kind of faded because people are like, this guy's a little bitch over here. He's complaining about everything.
For sure.
Like you said, reset button on Saturday night at 11 o'clock. It was over. Complete reset button.
Wasn't enough to make the KTM stock go up, though.
Dude, Johnny, it might have not went up last night, but it will go up because of that. Guaranteed. I mean, the number one thing that sells motorcycles is how good you do on a supercross track and on a pro motocross track. It might not have happened last night, but seeing those two KTMs, all I've heard from friends and family that have come from supercross is, can you believe how good the KTMs did compared to the Kawasaki?
Well,
And
they were having major shock
that
issues
good?
last year.
Say that again.
They were having major shock issues last year. I remember, I think I was at Glendale, and during press day, Sexton shock just failed on them, and they were over there, and they're just like, "What is going on? There's no dampening to this thing."
Yeah,
and
I mean,
well,
they said they changed the components, right? I mean, everybody has manufacturer issues. You know, Honda had the whole hub issue before, and you know, everything has its kinks. It is a motorcycle at the end of the day, unfortunately. You know, and it's just a tough one. They're gonna make changes, but realistically, there isn't one fan that is gonna be able to blow out a shock like Chase Sexton would have, or Eli Tomac or Jorge Prado. You know, we've seen the video preseason of Jorge Prado breaking a shock. I think everybody did. You know, everybody was like, "Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
It's
Yeah.
going to happen again." You know, Jorge Prado is not going to do anything. KTM's on the same track. And bada boom, bada bing. Ian Harrison says in the press conference after the race, "Oh, yeah, we got some new shock components, you know, about a month ago." And what do you know?
Well, here's what's crazy though, Johnny, when you think about it, if we zoom out to 10,000 feet, Adam articulated it beautifully, right? It was a big pivot change for KTM. Can you imagine what the Cowie conversation looks like today, Monday morning? You got beat by two Suzukis. One of your Cowies didn't make the main and your other went backwards, and you have two Suzukis with a Kickstarter. All joking aside, right?
No, this is not joking.
No joking.
Yeah. I think there is a minor asterisk with the Cowie just a little bit, but with Prado, like, he earned my respect after not qualifying for the last national, which just seemed like phoning it in. That just seemed like a finger to Kawasaki, you know, like whatever. And then to staying in America, that was really the turning point for me. Was he was like, "All right, I'm just gonna have this head on. I'm just gonna stay here."
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Hey, he's willing to try." And I talked to his PR guy in the KTM tent, and he was saying, like, "I'm really impressed with Prado just going like, no, if I go back, I fail. If I stay here and get my ass kicked, I'm still ahead of the game." And so that was cool. And
well, think about this, Johnny. Vial goes back to Europe. We're not talking about him. Prado took a risk on himself, and he's the talk of the town. And like Adam said, we all have a completely differing opinion of Prado that we did 2 weeks ago, 2 days ago.
Got off the KTM, Sexton got off the KTM, and then now Tomac and Prado make KTM look like the shit. You know?
I mean, literally like the best bike on the track, which is wild.
And then when it comes to the Yamaha, the bike that won all of the shootouts, Cooper Webb says that he's not even on the 2026 Yamaha. He's on the 2025. And he made it sound like they were similar in testing. And I just was kind of like wanting to, in the press conference, have a big old white flag, like, bullshit. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Heartbreak for Cooper, though. Whole shot.
Yeah.
5 seconds in the first 2 laps and then a red flag. And I hope and pray that both Barsha and Malcolm are okay. But I was heartbroken for Webb because we know he doesn't start very fast historically in the series, West Coast track, and the guy gets a whole shot and is all but gone in the first couple laps.
But he's not out. There's 3 guys that are out of the championship at round 1.
Yeah.
Wild.
And think about Ducati. Not that everybody didn't put a lot of effort in, but look at the amount of work that Troy had to do to get those 2 bikes, and they were up there. You know,
and did you guys see how good the Ducati was?
Unbelievable.
You want to talk about talking shit?
Yeah.
I was talking shit on the Ducati.
Dude, have you ridden the Ducati?
No, I haven't even looked at it. I don't even want to see it. I have heard so many struggles with the Ducati, and I just told everybody.
Okay, but just from a stock perspective, dude, like, that bike kicks ass. That
so
bike.
You've ridden one, Johnny?
Yes, I love that bike.
Johnny's going to buy one. That's how much he likes it.
Yeah, well, I went to Ducati and I was like, "Hey guys, can I get a Ducati?"
Yeah.
And they're like, no, but you can buy one. And I'm like, okay, all right. But
Yeah,
you know,
thanks. Appreciate it.
yeah. I've been waiting for kind of like the Honda e-bike because I don't want to fucking worry about pistons, valves, any of that shit. You know,
Johnny, I've been waiting for a new bike for a long time, and I'm still on the same bike for the last like